Hello and welcome back to my channel, friend. And if you're new here, hi, hello, have a seat, grab some tea. So today I have something a little new. I'm going to be reacting to a video that is on CNBC Make It. That is a YouTube channel. And the video is about this girl who paid off this woman, I should say, who paid off $102,000 in student loan debt. And I want to hear her story because I think that is very inspiring. A lot of us have student loan debt, and especially, right now, we're kind of in the middle of trying to figure out whether or not Joe Biden is going to actually forgive student loan debt. That's actually on the table right now. So we may not have to even worry about paying off the rest of our debt. But just in case, stories like these really do help to inspire you because, you know, it's possible. It's really possible to pay off this debt. Sometimes it can seem like you're going to die, you know, and still have debt, you know, but it's possible to be able to pay this off. So I want to hear her journey. I want to hear her story and see if we can all glean something from what she has to say. And I'll be talking about it throughout the video. So, you know, if you want to grab some tea, this is, you know, Financial Tea with Valerie, a tea channel. Let's just watch this and see what happens and see what she talks about. So let me get this started.
My name is Mandy Velez. I'm 28 years old and I'm debt-free.
Okay, so the first thing I noticed is that she's a journalist. That is very impressive. I went to school for journalism. I have a degree in journalism. And I know for a fact that journalists, especially the younger ones, when they first start out, they do not make that much money. So I'm really interested in seeing how she was able to pull this off. Even though she is a journalist with the Daily Beast, it doesn't matter. Like, journalists don't really make a lot when they first start out. So this is going to be interesting. In 6 years, $102,000 in 6 years she was able to pay off. Wow. Impressive.
I got serious and I took on multiple side hustles, from dog walking to cat sitting, babysitting humans, to freelance writing. I did all of it.
Velez graduated from the...
And that is the key. I always say that. Like, I mean, you can't just, if you don't have extra money coming in and you only have a certain amount of income, then it's some debt payoff is unrealistic, you know? So it just, you have to just bring in the money through different various means. And I think that just goes to show you that her age, because I don't know how old she is, and I guess they're gonna let you know, but younger people have that kind of like tenacity. Like, you know, we want to go out and make money any kind of way we can. We're no longer just this one type of income type, you know, people who just have this one career and that's their only income and that's the only job that they will have for the rest of their lives, and they'll work for this one job for like 50 years and you know, you know, retire with that one job. So it just goes to show you that, you know, her mentality is hustle, the hustle mentality that, you know, people are into nowadays. So that's good. It's a good thing.
University of Pittsburgh in 2013.
I was born and raised in Philadelphia, and I went to the University of Pittsburgh. After that, I moved to New York to start my journalism career, and I've been here ever since.
Velez graduated with $75,000 in student loans.
The light bulb moment that happened for me was the second I graduated.
So she graduated with $75,000 worth of student loans, but paid off $105,000, a little over, interest. And in only 6 years. In 6 years, it accumulated that much interest. In 6 years, it accumulated a little bit over $20,000 worth of interest that she still had to pay off. Debt is it's horrible. I hate, like, interest. That's what really gets you, man. In 6 years, she accumulated $20,000 worth of interest. I'm still impressed though. I really want to hear about her journalism thing though, because, you know, like I said, like, well, it makes sense that she has multiple different side incomes because, like I said, journalists don't get paid much. It's a very thankless career to have. So
I, you know, printed out all of my loan information and totaled everything up because I had a bunch of different loans from different places. I saw my total and was just in disbelief. I felt sick.
She calculated if she only made the minimum monthly payment of $300, it would take her until 2046 to pay off her student loans. she would be 54 years old. She also realized it would add $96,000 in interest to her $75,000 in loan.
Yep. 96, and it probably would even add more than that, because if she already got, had to pay off over $20,000 worth of interest in just 6 years, you know what I'm saying? 54, well, I guess another like 20 something years. Yeah. But that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. It's like, one thing in life that you won't get away from is debt. Well, two things, debt and taxes, right? It's one of those things. It's crazy.
Velez's first journalism job out of college paid $40,000.
And that is good. Okay. She lived in New York though. So that's actually not, okay, that makes sense. Because in New York, it's a little bit more expensive. I'm from the South. So for me, $40,000 graduating is actually a really, really decent income for a recent grad. But again, cost of living in New York is way higher than it is here in the South. So that's not much. Again, I said that. See, journalists do not make a lot of money starting out. And she probably had like a horrible beat. She was probably like in the, crime beat. She probably had to ride with cops around the city in search of crime and things like that. But yeah.
Tracked New York City rent along with living expenses, and she wouldn't have much spare money to throw at her loans.
After I saw my loan payment and got over the initial shock, I knew there had to be a better way. So I Googled pay off student loans fast.
She had taken out a total of 5 loans, ranging from $7,500 to over $32,000, with interest rates between 6% and 11.75%. She used the snowball method to pay off her debt. That meant she would focus on the $7,500 loan first while paying the minimum on the rest and work her way up. Her $40,000 salary.
And that is the way to do it. The snowball method is the way to do it, to tackle any kind of debt. You want to tackle the smallest first and then get to your largest debt. That's what we did with our student loans as well. So it's a very good method. But it goes to show you that you do have to have a certain mentality, because she automatically wanted to pay her student loans off fast. She was determined to do it. And so she did what she had to do it. But a lot of people don't have that kind of mentality. We just we go through life thinking that debt is just a part of life, and we don't really make that a priority. But some people don't like it. It's crippling. It kind of makes you feel like you have an anvil around your neck and you can't be free, So, but your mentality is going to determine how you actually approach debt payoff and saving money and personal finance and things like that. So, that's very important. Mindset.
Didn't leave much room to pay down debt.
Living in New York City is hard as it is, but living in an expensive city like this with student loans is even harder. I had to really think about every career move I made, not from a place of, okay, this is like the job I really want, but from a place of, is this going to pay the bills? I had to live.
I just thought about something too. She graduated from journalism school and her first job was $40,000, but her debt was over $75,000. So she picked a career where basically if she were to just work that one job, it'd be impossible for her to pay off her student loan debt, because their student loan debt is higher than the amount of money she makes at her job. This is something that I actually talked about this with my previous boss, and I was like, look, I need to be making more money because I have this much money to pay off on my student loans. I need to be able to at least feel like it's possible to pay it off within a decent amount of time, but it just goes to show you that sometimes these educations, you come out deeper in the hole than you leave. Even though $40,000 is not a small amount, it's decent. But when you compare the debt, with that, it's just kind of like, wow, it kind of sucks. But that's why if you choose a career in journalism, you better love journalism. You better love to write. You better love news. You better love that, like truth, and because it's very thankless. You do not get paid much.
That had long commutes. I had to make some sacrifices in terms of the activities and the things that I could take on outside of work and do outside of work.
In the first 5 years, Her average payment was over $1,100 a month.
After about 5 years of paying the $1,000 a month, I decided I was done. I didn't want to pay loans anymore.
That is a lot of money to pay student loans a month. She must have been on a very accelerated graduate plan that made her payments go up a lot, because that's a lot for if you're only making $40,000 and you have other bills and things like that. That's a lot to pay in student loans. That sucks. Oh.
Anymore. I just wanted to be free.
By December 2018, Velez still owed around $30,000 on her loans, so she decided to pay off the rest of her debt as aggressively and quickly as possible.
And I was able to pay off $32,000 in about 8 months.
In the end, Velez paid a grand total of $102,000, including $27,000 in interest on top of her $75,000 worth of loans.
When I finally paid off my debt, I decided to throw a funeral for my student loans. It symbolized...
But it just goes to show you that interest, man. $27,000 worth of interest in 6 years. Man, that's a salary. That's almost half of her salary that she was making. Just in interest.
A moment of mourning more than it did a full celebration. Yes, I was happy.
That's so true, because it's like, you're happy you pay off your debt, but that money is just like literally just gone. It's just gone. It's like, rest in peace to the money that I could have saved and used for like a vacation or like something fun. That really sucks. That sucks. That's $102,000. She could be, if she had that money right now pocketed herself, because she could have saved it herself. She could have like started her own business or went on like a year-long or 2-year-long vacation somewhere, changed her life. Let's see what she says about this though, and why she decided to throw a funeral for her debt, payoff.
And celebratory that I got rid of my student debt, but it was just sad to me what I had to go through in the first place.
With student loans out of the picture, Velez is already eyeing her next goal.
The next thing I want to do is to go on vacation. First, I'm fortunate enough where, I do have extra funds left over to treat myself. And then I'm going to save for a home down payment. I would love to be a homeowner.
And that's sad, because she had to wait to pay off all that student loan debt before even going and getting a home. But the good thing is she's young, so she's doing it right. This is the way that you should do it. But she's right. It's like the very fact that you even have to go through this in the first place, it's not something to celebrate. It kind of sucks. It's like something about the system and the way it's set up is just not, it's just not right. Especially when you think about other countries, they don't even have student loans, and you don't have to pay for college and things like that. It's like, dang it, what are we doing wrong? Sucks.
And get a dog.
And that $102,000 could have been, she could have probably put like half on a house and got a really decent house for $200,000. Maybe not in New York though. Maybe not in New York, but at least that could have been a really good down payment on a really nice home. But instead it went to student loans. But it's good, a good thing she did it. She did it though. It's a positive thing. It's supposed to be positive.
And just finally start the life that I've been waiting for so long.
Well, the good thing is she's young and she has her whole life ahead of her. She's doing things the right way. A lot of people don't even try to tackle their student loans within 6 years of graduating. I mean, that's less than a decade. A lot of people just assume that they're going to just be paying off student loans for the rest of their life, and a lot of people do. Because I mean, that's actually more money than I came out with student loans. I came out with about like a little bit over $40,000. So, she's almost double what I came out with, and she was able to pay it off before me. That's really good, very impressive, especially on that salary. So it just goes to show you that you can do things. You can really, if you set your mind to it, you can pay off your debt. You just have to know how to extend yourself in different ways and how to create other streams of income. And you can't be lazy with it. You got to be willing to work hard, because I'm sure, she had the journalism job, and then she had other side hustles that she talked about as well. So, but it's also not as easy as it seems, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to it depends on like what kind of side hustle you go for and how you make it work. You know, some things just don't come as easy to some people, and so it's important to just, you know, figure out what works for you and your schedule and things like that in your life. So, but her being single, or I'm assuming she's not married or doesn't have a family, she has time and you know, the resources to really dedicate to paying off that debt herself before starting a life and before getting a home and things like that, which is so smart. So I mean, it's good. It's encouraging. Hopefully it encourages you. I have a video as well about how I paid off a little over $17,000 worth of student loan debt in a year. So that is up on my channel as well if you want to look into what we did, me and my husband. But you know, of course, we're way, like, I'm older. It's been a while since I graduated. I won't even age myself right now, but it's been a while. And yeah, so hopefully this encourages you. I might do more videos like this where I do reactions when it comes to people's, you know, personal finance and things like that. Really cool, inspiring stories about people paying off debt or making money, things like that. If you're interested in that, be sure to subscribe, like this video if you liked it, help your girl out, you know what I'm saying? And until next time, friends, I'll see you. Bye.